Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Her Review today. Let's have a look at what made the headlines this week. 4 persons pronounced dead after consuming a meal containing a poisonous substance in Ikiluwindi village of Meme Division of the Southwest region. Her Review today zooms into the circumstances of this tragic incident. Plus, outburst between Boya Bus Drivers Syndicate and private interurban transporters drivers plying the Boya Mamfe Ekok Road. Bus drivers blame the latter for a slow business turnout at Mile 17 Motor Park in Boya. And massive crowd turned out to cheer the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon during their training session at the Yaoundé Amadou Ahidjo Stadium ahead of their encounter today with Cape Verde in the World Qualifiers Games. Those are the headlines. Many thanks for choosing us to be informed. You have the details and more right ahead. Welcome back. I am Cynthia Latu. As you heard a while ago, 4 persons are said to have died after consuming a poisoned meal in a locality in Konye, Meme Division of the Southwest region. The incident happened midweek, as Aisha Bank tells us.
Report from officials on Wednesday, June 5, 2024, says 4 people have died after consuming poisonous food in Ikiluwindi, Mile 12 Ndiongo in Konye subdivision of Meme Division. The victims, identified as Fon Francis, neighbor Endurance, Fon Delight, and an unidentified person, fell ill after eating the food on Monday, June 3rd. According to witnesses, the 4 had been consuming the same meal for the past 2 days. One of the only surviving child recounts how the mother served food to the father and the other 3 siblings, with the youngest being 2 years old. Fortunately for him, he was irritated by the scent of the food, so he refused to eat the food. According to the source, 3 of the victims were rushed to Tam Hospital in Mabanda, Kumba after they began vomiting. 2 were pronounced dead upon arrival, and the 3rd died despite attempts to save her. Fon Francis and the father succumbed later. The doctor on duty confirmed that the victims had consumed a poisonous substance locally known as mocap after a thorough medical examination. Worthy of note is the fact that this incident marked the 2nd time in less than 3 years that mocap poisoning has occurred in the same locality. In June 2021, 3 people died after consuming food contaminated with the same substance.
Away from that sad incident, as Cameroon joined the world over to commemorate the International Day of Innocent Children Victim of Aggression, Haitova Salisi Komelikier took us back to some circumstances in the country where children were killed in the most dehumanizing way. Let's have the recount in the upcoming report.
Every day, children living in wars across the globe are facing despicable horrors. They are not safe sleeping in homes or playing outside, learning in school, or seeking medical care at the hospital. Since June 1982, after the United Nations General Assembly declared that June 4 would be observed as the International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression Day, many organizations hold events on this day to spread awareness for the need to protect children. Some community holds events to raise awareness about the realities of violence against children. In Cameroon, this day is a reality. The 15th October case of little Carol Louise Ndiale of 5 years old who was killed in Boya. The October 2020 case where about 7 school children were killed in a school in Kumba and more. However, most countries like Cameroon, which is going through this form of crisis, have put some measures and actions taken to protect these innocent children from the aggression of wars.
Let's now talk about education. The writing phase of the first school living certificate in Meme Division of the Southwest region recorded a remarkable absence as some parents in the division held back their children from taking part in the examinations due to the fear of the unknown, as we hear in the following report compiled by Larry Kelvin Itengening.
The first day of the writing phase of the Government First School Living Certificate for pupils in Meme Division was characterized by a lot of absenteeism, as parents living in this part of the Southwest region couldn't send their children to the different examination centers that are basically based in the town of Kumba for the fear of the unknown. In Kumba 1 subdivision, for instance, 49 absents were recorded, as some 2,729 pupils were registered. In Kumba 2 subdivision, the case wasn't different, as some 18 pupils were absent with 2,029 pupils registered. In Kumba 3 subdivision, 19 pupils were absent with a total register of pupils of 1,244. Some parents withhold their kids as a result of the ongoing crisis.
We are hoping that tomorrow maybe some candidates may turn up to write their last papers, and by God's grace, if they do well in those subjects, they may make it.
The pupils coming from localities like Konye, Ebonge, Kwakwa and other areas in the peripheries of Meme subdivision to come to Kumba, a town that is quite safer to them.
From villages like Teke, Mundame, Malende, Mokonje, to come to town. You know, today's Tuesday. If you have to travel from those places to come here, you can't make it as early at 8 o'clock. So we struggle to ensure that the pupils were here during the weekends in collaboration with the divisional officer, so that we can prepare them and let them be in town so that they can come here early today to start the examinations.
With the writing part that will be ending this Wednesday, the 5th of June 2024, the earnest expectation of educational stakeholders in Meme Division is for the examination phase to record a remarkable increase.
Let's come back to the Fako Division to talk about the economy. Some traders and business persons at the Buea Central Market have expressed joy following the inauguration of some shops and an open trading center at the Buea Central Market. The market space was opened by the Minister of Decentralization and Local Development, George Elanga Obam. Alice Kamelik here reports.
This is the newly constructed Buea Central Market. The Minister of Decentralization and Local Development, George Olanga Obam, is in Buea this Wednesday, June 5, to inaugurate the project for the construction of shops in the Buea Central Market.
Before building a market, there are a lot of studies that are done, and it is by these studies that we can conclude that it will be possible. As it is an installation that was done by the German Corporation, they are more severe than us. So before giving their money to the team, we make sure that it is a contribution for the growing community. This is the first thing. The studies were very well conducted. Of course, the job was well done, as you can see by yourself.
The project, with a total budget of 744,461,978 francs, includes one block of 68 shops, 2 shed blocks each with 76 places and display units, 10 conventional energy street lamps, 2 standpipes, 1 borehole with 300-liter water tower. The market will function alongside the already existing markets in Buea. The event also saw the handling of gifts to the minister, the unveiling of the pillar, and a tour around the newly constructed market.
Still during his stay in the Southwest region, Minister George Elanga Obam commissioned the Tiko Mutengene Waterways. The project was funded by the German Development Bank, KWF. Alice Kamelik here once more.
It is the inauguration ceremony of the Tiko Mutengene Water Project. The project was inaugurated by the Minister of Decentralization and Local Development, George Olanga Obam, this Wednesday, June 4, 2024.
I told you that we will have days here, hydraulic engineering that are going to fix here. We are going to see water flowing all over the region. We are going to see roads prepared all over the region, other created. I just want to say that, as we are saying, decentralization and local development. When decentralization is well organized, it produces local development.
The population of Tiko and Mutengene are now sure to have good potable water, and the funders are quite impressed with what they are seeing.
The overflow pipe and the drainage pipe. Yes, when we want to do clean up, we use the drainage pipe to do the clean up. So once again, this is the inlet pipe. That is the outlet that supplies the community. This is the bypass. When there is something wrong and we want to maybe drain the tank or do a kind of cleaning, there is a valve there which we close up and then we use a bypass pipe that supplies directly to the community without using the
Decentralization is a pillar of our cooperation. And next week in Yaoundé there will be consultations for the future of our cooperation in the governmental consultations, and decentralization will remain a pillar of our cooperation.
It is so timely and appropriate for me to retrace the history of the life-changing project that has today witnessed its realization. The idea to develop a portable water scheme emerged as priority for the Mutengene populace due to the difficulties to access potable water to the approximate 80 million inhabitants in this zone.
It should be noted that, aside from this project, FECOM has carried out many projects and more are still in the pipeline.
Let's now take on one of our lead stories. Bus drivers at the Mile 17 Motor Park have protested against the presence of clandestine drivers on the street who they say are taking away their clients and leaving them facing slow business turnout. Larry Calvin Tengeneng put together their plight in the following report.
The standoff between the Boya bus drivers and the private inter-urban drivers, popularly known as Clando, plying the Boya Manfe Ekok route was quite a chaotic one in the town of legendary hospitality.
They don't come for here, we don't see bus driver, they don't come my 17 cam. They say no one Clando again. So, but now this Clando, the help we. Struggle don't happen now, some of we will not come outside, they will not come now. This thing the help we will feed our family. We manage to take care of them picking the bus school. So that more no go pick gun, join my brother for bush. When some of them, they don't even reach where we reach. Now inter-urban transportation where we do, they will not say no be legal. But our brother don't come say no, they know job 1 week. They know one make Clando exist. So the thing we don't call them for say more she don't talk. They say no, they know job 1 for here, nothing for me. More we pack, more we carry one motor, them will go. So we don't be here since morning till now. The beg administration say they try to see into this problem because some of we now this Clando it help we, it give we small chop, it feed we are picking them, send picking them for school.
The park general supervisor of the Boya Mile 17 Motor Park on his part says this saturated situation is all thanks to administrative tolerance coming from the Boya Council authorities.
This mayor is there for power today. It don't minimize the transport sector of Boya. Because this transport sector, we don't do everything to ensure, say, make government see the support we get for government for this crisis. From 2018, when crisis is there for Buea and for the whole Cameroon, we, the transporters of my 17 motor park, the buses, we make sure say every day we there for roaders, we don't know ghost town. We always there for road, for system who help the government and make government every, so ensure say me people they work out. So all the time we there for park, we dey walk up to now where the park don't be in division. If I reach for my 17 now, and then the bin I think we don't have a Moloko now to talk. I would like someone will still go down for my 17. When I will see what you will talk, the whole my 17 be covered by clandos.
With the armed conflict reigning in the Anglophone regions that has had a huge negative toll on the transport sector in these two regions, the manual drivers say the situation must be addressed quite adequately.
2012, they run the road before crisis one start. Means we for travel for carry passengers from Manfe to Ekok, from Ekok to Douala, not be being for we for the carry passengers and passengers that they come, they can't remain for Kumba for the whole day. They say Amba they run block road. Now we would struggle with transfer the passengers so they can go reach for Manfe, transfer them, carry them, can't leave them back for Buea. Or they cry for government, make government here will cry. If we will not be Cameroonians, the day we move, leave the place, we'll go we back for old town. Because now we for here, we struggle for help the big mommy, the big papa, the may go for that place system. See today, ask one of them, some load that are boss, the may go a cock, they go deny for load for go. They go say no, they will go shoot them. But every day, we struggle, go load, we go carry that very mommy, we carry them, we come to back for here. They do business, the mommy they sell for all ice market them for here. They market them for here, now they carry that things from the top, bring them for here.
The issue that seems to stem from the provision of Buea Council royalties collection, something the Buea bus driver says it was unrealistic for the council to keep on collecting money from them while Clando drivers are still in the set line of business.
Buses then will get up on my 17. So when the people down 4 days when they get all booked, then they be able to go work. Then they go. Now the student that they pack them to all. One day for my 17, that place where that Clando driver they go to stand up and they say one road. They don't create another park again for corner petrol station. Say an agency where they want to run Douala. I will go verify, we need to see no document. Yes, and as most we don't be having buses. So now what I would say today, we will come start for here, move it back for here. Or maybe you can extend over here.
With the level of misunderstanding between both transport sectors of Buea, eyes are all therefore focused on the Buea Council to salvage the situation.
On to the environment now. The National Board for Weather Observatory and Climate Change, with headquarters in Yaoundé, has issued warning signals to the 10 regions of Cameroon regarding issues of flood and catastrophes that will be witnessed in the nation during the rainy season. For the southwest region, Limbe and Muyuka will be affected. Larry Kalvangetengenek gives us greater details.
Earth warming rate hit an all-time high in 2023 with 92% of last year's surprising record-shattering heat caused by humans, as top scientists have revealed. The group of 57 scientists from around the world used United Nations approved methods.
The Norwegian Refugee Council, in her recent report, classified the Anglophone armed conflict reigning in the northwest and southwest regions of the country as the most neglected conflict in the world. The non-governmental organization for the Defending for People's Rights indicates that more than 1 million people has left their homes and are now residing in other regions of the country as a result of the reigning conflict that is persisting in the northwest and southwest region, while thousands of others has left the shores of Cameroon. A conflict that the local population are paying dearly with their dear lives as they are caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. In the same report, it highlights arson attacks and kidnapping for ransom are fanning the flames of the situation, making it even more worse as the war economy is blossoming in this part of Cameroon. The situation in the two Anglophone regions is equally similar to that of the far north region, where since 2023, The Islamic insurgency Boko Haram has been causing chaos to the local population in that part, as the refugee situation has equally exacerbated the bad situation to be even worse, with many inhabitants who have fled to neighboring countries such as Chad, Nigeria and other countries for safety. This has caused unemployment and untold hardship to many. The prolongation of this conflict has caused investing in Cameroon quite difficult, with the guerrilla warfare caused by the different Boko Haram insurgency who leave their various countries to stage arson attack. The conflict has made some 4.5 million people since 2023 to be in dire need of assistance with limited funding. This has caused Burkina Faso to be occupying the top spot as classification of 10 African countries with a lot of conflict, while the Democratic Republic of Congo is second. With the persistence of multiple conflict reigning in Cameroon, the situation that is in dire need of adequate address from the different stakeholders is one that the Norwegian Refugee Council is calling on all government to make sure they do the needful in order to service the situation.
A group of 57 scientists from around the world have used the United Nations method to examine the reason behind last year's heat waves, with heat rates at 0.26 and 0.47 degrees centigrade. Aisha Mbeng tells us more.
Earth warming rate hit an all-time high in 2023, with 92% of last year's surprising record-shattering heat caused by humans, as top scientists have revealed. The group of 57 scientists from around the world used United Nations approved methods to examine what's behind last year's deadly burst of heat. According to the scientists, even with a faster warming rate, they don't see evidence of significant acceleration in human-caused climate change beyond increase of fossil fuel burning. Last year, record temperatures were so unusual that scientists have been debating what's behind the big jump and whether climate change is accelerating or if other factors are in play. Last year, the rate of warming hit 0.26 degrees Celsius, 0.47 degree Fahrenheit the year before. That's not a significant difference, though it does make this year 2024's rate the highest ever. As the world keeps using coal, oil and natural gas, Earth is likely to reach the point in 4.5 years that it can no longer avoid crossing the internationally accepted threshold for warming, 1.5 degrees Celsius, 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit. For scientist Foster, that fits with earlier studies projecting Earth being committed to stuck to at least 1.5 degrees. By early 2029, if emission trajectories don't change, the actual hitting of 1.5 degrees could be years later, but it could be inevitable if all that carbon is used. The scientist further says that it is not the end of the world or humanity if temperatures blow past the 1.5 limit, but it will be quite bad. Past UN studies show massive changes to Earth's ecosystem are more likely to kick in between 1.5 and 2 degrees Celsius of warming, including eventual loss of the planet's coral reefs, Arctic sea ice, species of plants and animals, along with nastier extreme weather events that kill people. It is worth noting that the 2023 report sees an undersea volcano that injected massive amounts of heat-trapping water vapor into the atmosphere also spewed cooling particles, with both forces pretty much cancelling each other out. In the words of Catherine Harway, Texas Tech climate scientist and chief scientist at the Nature Conservancy, the future is in our hands. It is us, not physics, but humans will determine how quickly the world warms and by how much.
We stay with you, Aisha Mbeng, but this time around to talk about something different, a workshop on the preservation of road networks in the country Cameroon that has wrapped up in the city of Yaoundé. The seminar that was presided over by the Minister of Public Works, Emmanuel Ganujimesi, aims at creating a road maintenance culture in Cameroon. Your report.
A workshop organized by the Ministry of Public Works with the different other stakeholders and consultants have come to an end in Yaoundé. The workshop on the preservation of road networks in Cameroon that has cost the government billions of francs CFA, as most of them turned in deplorable state few months after construction.
Peut-être depuis 2016, vous voyez, on n'a pas encore entrepris une stratégie pour pouvoir l'entretenir. On n'a pas mis en route une stratégie pour entretenir cette route. Pourtant, si vous y allez, vous allez voir il y a certains équipements, par exemple des équipements qui peuvent être déjà endommagés. Qu'est-ce qu'on en fait? Donc il faut asseoir une politique nationale pour prendre en charge tout le patrimoine. Vous allez voir que nous développons des infrastructures, nous faisons une extension du réseau. L'acquis, comment le pérenniser? Parce que normalement, une route livrée, l'entretien commence au lendemain.
The public workshop minister on his part, it is time to change this negative culture in order to ensure road networks can last for considerable periods.
Nécessité d'un cadre stratégique qui permettra d'élucider la logique des interventions sur le réseau routier et des mécanismes de collaboration à même de favoriser les synergies entre les acteurs du système s'avère conséquemment indispensable afin de pallier notamment les retards dans la mise en œuvre des projets, la stagnation des ressources allouées par l'État et la non-maîtrise des délais de paiement observés dans l'organisation des campagnes annuelles d'entretien du réseau routier.
The different consultants are having 12 months to diagnose this problem and come up with sustainable objectives plaguing the degradation of roads in Cameroon. Though the adverse effects of climate change on her part is having a negative toll, but hopes are high for better road preservation.
Over to the economic capital, one of the highest drug seizure at the Douala International Airport has been conducted by custom officials. The suspect, who is 60 years old man, has been handed over to the public prosecutor. Greater details with Alice Kamelikir.
Custom officers at the Douala International Airport in Cameroon bustling economic hub seized a consignment of 24 kilograms of cocaine from Sao Paulo, Brazil on May 30, 2024. This came from the Communications Department of the General Directorate of Custom under the Ministry of Finance. The intercepted shipment is reported to be worth $52 million or over 1 billion CFA francs as per the same source. The drugs were concealed in 8 packages weighing a total of 166 kilograms. Shoes and handbags were also found in these packages with wooden handles, inside which 24.5 kilograms of cocaine were carefully concealed. The suspect, approximately 60 years old, along with the evidence were handed over to the public prosecutor near the Douala Bonanjo High Court. According to reports, this is one of the largest drug seizures in recent years at the Douala International Airport and also the second significant cocaine seizure at the airport this 2024.
You're watching High Review, a rundown of the week's news-making events on High Television. Fans of the Indomitable Lions came out massively to cheer the male football team as they turn out at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium to train ahead of their encounter against Cape Verde today for the World Cup qualifiers. Larry Kelvin Tengene captured the moment and now gives us the details in the upcoming report.
With shouts of excitement and euphoria coming from the fans and supporters of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, the male national football team finally arrived at the Yaoundé Amadou Ahidjo Stadium. Being heavily present behind the national team, the fans and spectators are not interested in the upheavals unfolding between the Ministry of Sport and Physical Education and Cameroon Football Federation.
Eux ont leurs problèmes, ça ne concerne pas les
If Fecafoot and Minsef have their issues, it doesn't concern the players. They need to stay on the match. I think the Indomitable Lions have to concentrate on the 2 matches that will be coming up soon, despite the communion and camaraderie that reigned between the Indomitable Lions and the public was quite visible, except in the training session at the Fandena neighborhood of Yaoundé, the team of Mark Breeze saw the young Carlos Baleba animating the gallery as he was quite bold, except shout from the public. The public, on the other hand, came purposely to have a glimpse of certain players of their choice. We came to see the Lions. Equally, we came to see our kid brother Jomo John Bosco and the captain of Young Sport Academy of Bamenda, as he is our brother.
Je n'oublie pas Omosola, le gardien aussi, et James Eto'o.
Mark Breeze validates his playing system as the player embarked on a limited pitch playground as handball was conducted by the assistant coach, the Congolese national Joachim Mununga. In the eyes of the public, it was a remarkable training session of last Wednesday as the forward Muminganwalu wasn't in his best physique but promised to do just that. The different supporters and fans of the Indomitable Lions showed up at the Yaoundé Fandena Stadium, giving it an added boost to the national team squad, though not in their remarkable numbers.
Still in sport, football superstar of Cameroonian origin Kylian Mbappé has signed up with Real Madrid after several negotiations with Paris Saint-Germain. He thus joins the 2023-2024 cup holders, as Larry Clavengetengenink once more tells us.
After the long negotiations between Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid over the French football superstar of Cameroonian origin Kylian Mbappé, the long wait is over as fans are now reacting positively towards the news of his signing to Real Madrid.
We are firstly plete, sestete. I think that's what that caliber player comes with, is those things. Because La Copa del Rey has always been missing for us with the whole season. We had Liga Champions this year, could have been Copa del Rey, but I think he's going to be the one to get us off list for the first treble in our history.
At just age 25 years, the World Cup winner joins the Paris Saint-Germain team, who just won the 2023-2024 European Champions League trophy in the Wembley Stadium in London.
He's very versatile in the first place, and because of the way he plays, he kind of just takes it on his own all the way up. But so I'm interested to see how he blends with the team, but I think either way it's going to be a good fit.
Taking on his social media handle on X, Kylian Mbappé wrote it was a dream come true for him.
Personally don't like him, and I wouldn't have signed him. He absolutely sold us out 2 years ago, and we all shouted against him. We've won 2 champions ever since, so I think there was no need. Still, he's a great player, and I will celebrate him, but I have to admit that I didn't want him.
Fans of Kylian Mbappé and Real Madrid alike all across the globe joined their voices to welcome him over to Real Madrid.
It is with that sports report that we draw the curtains on our review today. Many thanks for watching. I've been Cynthia Latu. Until we meet again next Saturday, God willing, to have a blessed weekend in the company of programs on High Television.